broadcasting sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Velos Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Xander Auto Parts.
Coming out the timeout, Elijah Bucci with the snap. He goes left side. Down to the end zone. He's in! Touchdown, Governors! They've got the lead with 8 seconds to go.
And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD Savin, James Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping.
This will be tapped over. See if the Governors again can take advantage of Waldron set for Cronin. There's your win. In set one, 32-30. Campbell Cronin with 8 kills in the first set.
And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church.
As the Governors get across midfield, LaRush now with some open space, looking to send one through forward for Aharts. It comes in. Aharts, he scores! Keith Aharts from LaRush, and it's a 1-0 lead.
And by Kruger Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank.
Sheldon will lose the ball. The Pierre Governors, they fall on it. They're going to the Dome. The Governors scoreless, 8 seconds remaining, and they win it 14-9.
And by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. And now to the booth with the call of the game and the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to Riggs High School as we get set for some volleyball as the Pierre Governors return after a 2-week break, as they are 2-8 on the season, and it will be taking on the Brandon Valley Lynx, who are 12-2, as the Lynx are number 2 in the AA standings, right behind Harrisburg, who is one of the best teams in the country. But John Winkler alongside Wyatt and Barichka here this afternoon, and Wyatt, you think about it being, when you look at the beginning of the season, okay, what team are you going to see at the beginning of the season? Then you get to the midway point of the season, and where are you going to go from the midway point? But the Governors are coming off of a 2-week break, so you're asking basically the 2 questions now of how is this team going to look and what's the team going to look like the rest of the season, because it is, after a 2-week break, there could be a lot. It could be a completely different team. There could be a little bit of some rust. There's so many questions of what the Pierre Governors are going to be able to do coming out of a 2-week break.
Yeah, like you mentioned, John, a lot of questions are going to be probably answered in the next couple of weeks to see where this team is at. I mean, postseason coming right around the corner. When you really think about it, time's going to fly by fast, and those 2 weeks probably very beneficial here for Pierre, just to kind of reset things. I know an injury to one of the Lady Governors for the rest of the season. We'll see how that kind of transpires with the lineup. I know there's, I believe, a change in that tonight. So, I mean, lots of things to work on, kind of in a way rest, but also refresh are the 2 best words that you can describe. And their opponent, maybe not the way you want to start off the second part of the season, but you got to play the opponent that's in front of you.
And it is a good litmus test for the Governors because, you know, if Pierre is able to make the Sodak 16, and right now they're sitting on the outside looking in, that this could be one of the teams that you're going to face in the Sodak 16 when it comes down to it. Brandon Valley at number 2, and for, you know, Pierre right now, they're sitting at 19. They got to get into the Sodak 16, but if they do, this is a team that you might end up seeing, and if you play well here this afternoon, it does bode to some confidence at the end of the season to be able to, in the Sodak 16, have a chance for a major upset. So, you know, while, yes, you would maybe say let's see one of the teams at the bottom of the standings to start off of a 2-week break, I think the Governors will be welcoming the challenge of the Brandon Valley Lynx here this afternoon.
Well, and that's kind of the part of high school sports, right, John? You want to play your best at every single time and kind of, you know, take all the positives that you can find. I mean, no matter the result tonight, if there's really positive things for this team to kind of take with them going into the rest of the season, I mean, you're going to take all those opportunities and all those advantages that you find today.
Brandon Valley is coming off of a 10. They are 1-10 in a row. They were at 1.2-2, but now at 12-2. They have wins over O'Gorman. They beat Lincoln in 4 sets. They beat a Watertown team in 4 sets. They beat Jefferson in 4 sets as well, and they just beat Aberdeen Central on Thursday with a 3-0 win. They also beat Dakota Valley on Tuesday, so this is their 3rd game of the week, and Coach Grange will talk with her in just a little bit that, you know, it is a long bus ride. Pierre's used to the long bus rides, but Sioux Falls area teams now used to having to bus for 3 hours for a game. And on a 3rd game of the week, this is where the Governors can maybe take advantage of some tired legs for Brandon Valley while they have should have the freshest legs in the state coming into this afternoon.
Right, like you mentioned, you know, just to do 2 games in a week is already hard enough, or in this case matches, but I mean, the fact that they're playing their 3rd in a week, that's got to be challenging, like you mentioned, for Bridger, but also, I mean, or Braxton Valley, excuse me, but, you know, like you said, Pierre's going to have the freshest legs, but how do they come out of 2 weeks of no contest?
The start may be an indication on what these 2 teams will see here this afternoon and how this match might go between the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx. As the sophomore game is just about to wrap up, Brandon Valley just won in 2 sets over the Pierre Governors, so we will get going here shortly. We'll be maybe about 10 minutes behind the original scheduled start time as the Governors and Brandon Valley Lynx will come up here from Ranks High School in just a little bit. Back with our coaches' interviews, we'll first talk with Coach Grange of the Brandon Valley Lynx. Then we'll talk with head coach Kerry Wheelhouse of the Pierre Governors after that. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota in Pierre is proud to sponsor today's game. Whether you're in the market for a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Toyota, or a quality pre-owned vehicle, our team is here to get you back on the road in style. From tough trucks to family SUVs, we've got the selection you need and the hometown service you deserve. Browse online anytime at CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, where community drives us forward.
Planting for next year is right around the corner, but do you know how much nutrients your crops will need? Fall soil sampling with CHS River Plains can help you look at each field's nutrient carryover, provide you with a more accurate farm plan, and allow you to take a position on those nutrients needed when you see fit. Plus, it'll make your life easier next spring when the planters are ready to roll and you don't have to wait. Contact your local CHS River Plains agronomist today, and we'll get the pickup headed your way.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Grange of the Brandon Valley Lynx. And, Coach, you come in a long winning streak right now for this Brandon Valley team, sitting near the top of the AA standings. What's been the best thing that you've seen about this Brandon Valley group so far?
Consistency this year. And we're serving aggressive, we're passing well, which helps us set up our offense.
Saturday afternoon, but you come 3-hour drive to Pierre. The difficulty of making that long haul. Maybe it's a little bit easier on a Saturday than it would be during a weeknight. But what is the difficulty of driving us this far and getting off the bus and getting going?
Well, it's our third game this week, so you just never know until we get on the court what's going to happen. But we hope we're ready and awake. Yeah. So they all went to a football game last night, so we're focused and ready to play.
This Pierre team sitting now, you guys near the top. This Pierre team outside the Sodak 16 right now at 2-8. But when you watch them on film, what kind of stands out that makes them more of a dangerous than a 2-8 team?
Pierre's always good defensively. They never give up. They always have high energy, and we just need to focus on playing a consistent game and taking care of the ball on our side of the court.
To go back to that question of playing on a Saturday afternoon and a 3-hour bus ride, how key is a good start for Brandon Valley here today to get the juices flowing early on?
Yeah, we just have to really stay focused. Going out on the court, just like take carrying the ball, talking, communicating, and just getting into a groove right away.
About halfway point of the season, how's everybody doing injury-wise for Brandon Valley?
Good so far.
Yeah, we'll knock on wood for that too. This game here today, biggest key for Brandon Valley to get a win?
Just like I said, we just the little things. We just have to, serve aggressive and pass, and then that usually turns into a strong offensive game for us. So, yeah.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck today, and good luck to the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
That is Coach Grange of the Brandon Valley Lynx, back with more of the pregame show after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Is it time for a fresh look underfoot? Tired of worn out carpets or outdated flooring? Then you need to visit Country Carpet and Flooring in Pierre. We're your local experts for every style, from plush carpets and durable laminates to elegant hardwoods and luxury vinyl. Discover hundreds of options from top name brands, all with our friendly expert service. Visit Country Carpet and Flooring at 414 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre, or call us at 605-224-9297. Country Carpet and Flooring. Your floor, your style, our expertise.
Have you assessed your roof at your home or business? Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters can help. Since 2010, Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters has been helping their customers in Pierre, Fort Pierre, and all surrounding areas. With over 20 years experience, the professionals at Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters know how to get the job done. Specializing in all types of roofing, they'll make sure to find the right fit for you and your home. Give them a call at 605-280-9794 or get a free quote on their website at dakotastormroofing.com. Dakota Storm Roofing and Gutters, reliable roofing for your peace of mind.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
At Wheelhouse Auto Body, we believe in treating our customers and their cars like family. Our service-focused team has over 50 years combined experience in the automotive repair industry. If you have a vehicle, big or small, that needs some TLC, Wheelhouse Auto Body team is ready to take care of you. Visit Wheelhouse Auto Body at 720 North Garfield or contact us at 605-494-0436. Wheelhouse Auto Body of Pierre.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Join me as Coach Gary Wheelhouse of the Pierre Governors. Coach, 2-week break and get back into the swing of things the second half of the season. And while having the 2-week break, whether it's good or bad, right in the middle of the season. 10 games before, now 10 games remaining. What was the break like? How did the things go for the Pierre Governors over the break?
Yeah, the break was really good for us. You know, we had one weekend where we didn't have any games, and anything going on, so the girls got to have a nice weekend off, which helps them recoup their bodies. We were able to meet with our players, have conversations, kind of see where their headspace is at, kind of maybe revamp some stuff, try some different things. Worked with the lineup, so hopefully that lineup's going to work for us going forward. And yeah, just got to really spend some time in the gym together and working on things.
You know, going into the second half of the season, adjustments, with the 2-week break, what kind of adjustments did the Pierre Governors maybe we'll see here this afternoon?
Yeah, we had to make some adjustments. Some of it is we lost Paige to a knee injury, and so that was a big hit to us. So Lexi Schleckaway is going to play all the way around for us. We're kind of trying a different rotation, different setters with different hitters, trying to see if that's a better combination for us. So we worked with that, and then just working on our mental game and really challenging ourselves in practice mentally, and so that maybe we're more ready for these big games.
Well, Brandon Valley is a tough opponent to come out of the 2-week break. Not that you can pick or choose your opponent, but it is a tough opponent with being one of the best teams in AA. When you look at them on film, what do you see?
Yeah, so they've got a lot of height on their side and tall jumpers, and so what we've got to do is use that to our advantage with using the block. Maybe not being afraid of it, but using it instead. They've got some, deep serves that we're going to have to really watch and play, and then just be ready, quick balls. If we let them run something out of the middle, it's going to come at us pretty quickly. So we've got to make sure if we're going to try and free ball over anything, take out that middle option for them and just really be ready for all of the different stuff that they throw at us.
And talking with Coach Grage of Brandon Valley, they got a 3-hour bus ride to come to Pierre. You guys haven't played in 2 weeks, so is it very key to have a good start, knowing that you don't want to show any signs of rust? You want to get right back in the swing of things, knowing that they could be showing a little bit of some sluggishness sluggishness going into this game. How key is that good start?
Yeah, that's one of the things we worked on a lot in the last 2 weeks while we were off is, it seems like we don't come alive until about the 15th point, and so we need to start before that. We really can't get dug down against a team, especially like Brandon Valley, so coming out right away, going at them, maybe use some of the stuff that they haven't seen, different rotation that they haven't been able to see on film, so maybe we can use that, really push, and get that first point. We want to be the first ones 15.
Biggest key overall here for the Pierre Governors to get a win today?
Our biggest thing is communication on our side and energy. If we keep those two things up, I think we're going to give them a good run.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Back with more of the pregame show next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut hundreds of cross, and played hours of peekaboo and duck duck gray duck because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Carrie Bauman will help make it easy and affordable to help protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Carrie Bauman in Pierre today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Sam at Faith Lutheran Church. We have many blessings to give thanks. A beautiful city on the river, helpful and encouraging friends and neighbors, and of course, our peer athletes. They're the reason for us being here, so let's help them out. I will be praying for our athletes throughout this season. I encourage you to join me in praying for their health and safety as well as their success, both on the field and in the classroom.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
As we welcome you back here to Pierre High School, taking on Brandon Valley. There we go. Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx coming up in just a little bit. Wyatt Barishko joining me here this afternoon, and Wyatt, Pierre Governors looking to get that third win of the season. Biggest key here for the Govs to get a win this afternoon against Brandon Valley.
Well, you heard it with the pregame interview with Coach Wildhouse. She says off to a quick start. They usually finally get things going when that 15-point mark kind of comes in. So if they can be off to the hot start, get to 15 before Brandon Valley, they'll get things going. She wants to see that and get the energy and get off to a hot start, because seeing some of the games that they've played this season, it's kind of those slow starts that kind of catch up to them eventually towards the end of those. So get a hot start, be the first to 15 in the first set.
Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx coming up here from Rex High School. After we're done here today, we'll join in progress. The Yankees and Blue Jays are about half an hour away from getting started. We'll join that after we're done with Pierre Volleyball. They'll be followed by the Dodgers and Phillies. The Tigers and Mariners will have 3 of those 4 games of the League Division Series coming up after we are done with volleyball here this afternoon. But we will have the full game, a full conclusion of Pierre Volleyball before we jump into baseball coverage between the Yankees and the Blue Jays here this afternoon. And by the way, the Brewers, after giving up a leadoff home run, are now leading 9-1 in Game 1 of the NLDS against the Chicago Cubs in that contest. But the Pierre Governors and Brandon Valley Lynx coming up here from Rex High School. We will take one more break. Back in 3 minutes with the start of our contest between the Pierre Governors and Brandon Valley. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscape wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Sports. Bring your crew to the ranch. We have hot buffet options, including legendary pizza, the country's best chicken, savory sides, nutritious salads, and delicious desserts. Perched right on the river, our Fort Pierre Pizza Ranch is only minutes from the South Dakota State Capitol building and right down the road from where the Pierre Governors play. The Pizza Ranch in Fort Pierre. Go Govs! Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Whenever there's a project that will make our community a better place to live, you're right there doing what you can to help. You volunteer because it's your nature to be helpful. All of us at First Fidelity Bank would like to thank you for all you do to make our community a better place to live. First Fidelity Bank, first-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
As we welcome you back, it is the Pierre Governors and the Brandon Valley Lynx as we are just about set to get rolling as we go through the starting lineups. First, for the Brandon Valley Lynx, it will be number 1, Logan McGuire, a 5'8" right side center, sophomore, right side hitter, center sophomore. Number 3, Abby Gruber, the 5'11 senior middle hitter, also an outside hitter. Number 4, Gianna Stroh, the 5'9 senior outside hitter. Number 5, Rhea Sheely, the 5'9 senior center, the right side hitter. Number 8, Jersey Melcher, the 5'9 junior outside hitter. And number 16, Kennedy Boomsma, the 6-foot junior right side middle hitter. The libero will be Maya Van Weston, the 5'5 junior. For the starters for the Pierre Governors, it will be number 1, Molly Olson, the 5'6 junior center. Number 4, Allie Keys, the 5'8 junior outside hitter. Number 7, Sloan Waldron, the 5'7 senior center right side hitter. Number 8, Alexis Schleckway, the 5'7 senior defensive specialist, but she will play all the way around. She will be used as a hitter as well. Number 12, Alyssa Lowe will get the starts, the 6-foot junior middle hitter. Number 17, Addison Novotny, the sophomore middle hitter. And then Hadley Hart is the libero, the 5'6 senior for the Pierre Governors. So it will be Olsen, Keys, Waldron, Schleckway, Lowe, Novotny, with Hart the libero for the Governors. And then it is McGuire, Gruber, Stroh, Sheely, Melcher, Boozma, and the libero Van Weston for Brandon Valley. As we are ready to go for this contest, just about 10 minutes behind schedule, which is not bad at all for the Saturday afternoon. Hope you're having a good Saturday. We've got plenty of baseball coming up after this. You heard majority of the Wisconsin-Michigan game, and now you get a chance to catch Pierre volleyball and then 3 more games of baseball on the way. Jam-packed Saturday.
Perfect time for sports. I mean, you got basically high school all the way to the professionals, postseason baseball. That Yankees Blue Jays series is going to be very, let's just say, very interesting to watch as that develops.
I'm hoping that the Brewers and the Cubs are the worst game of the day, and that's a 9-1 lead right now already for Milwaukee. That's the worst baseball game of the day, because that means we're going to have some really good baseball for you on KCCR. Getting everything set to go for the first serve, as they will have Hadley Hart, Allie Keys, and Sloan Waldron in the back row. It'll be Asa Novotny, Molly Olson, and Alexis Schleckway in the front row. Scratch that. The rotation will be for Olson, Hart, and Keys in the back row. We've already got some confusion on where we're starting everybody.
Luckily, this is the start and not
right.
during the.
And you know that you don't want to have a rotation violation to get things started. You don't want the first point to go in a rotation violation. So it's Hart, Olson, and Keys in the back row. Schleckway, Novotny, and Waldron on the front row for the Pierre Governors. As the libero Van Weston will come in, it will be Logan McGuire that will serve first, but it's McGuire, Stroh, and Van Weston in the back row. And then they have Sheely, as well as also Melcher and Boomsma on the front row to finish out the starting lineup. So I think we've got everybody in the good spot here. There's a lot of confusion to get started.
Yeah, and, Coach was talking about kind of maybe trying some different things, especially with the 2 weeks out, and working on things here.
We are underway as Schleckway will receive the serve from McGuire. It'll be a free ball coming from Waldron. So now the quick set from Brandon Valley. First swing is blocked by the Governors, and they turn to a point. Aston Novotny will get the block shot point, as it was Melcher that took the swing, and Novotny got the block, and the Governors will open up with a 1-0 advantage. That's a good start for Pierre.
We'll take that any day of the week.
Schleckway will serve. It'll be received by Van Weston. Then that swing from the second swing from Melcher will go for a point, and it's a 1-1 tie. And now another serve here for Brandon Valley, and that is Melcher. She's already swung twice on the 2 attempts for Brandon Valley. Here's the first official swing for the Governors, and Allie Keys won't pick up the point. It hit off the bottom of the backboard, and it came back in play for Brandon Valley. Novotny tried to push it across. That was blocked and then played by Brandon Valley, and then it's tipped, and almost a point for Brandon Valley. It turns into a 4-hit violation, but Pierre almost got into the net before the ball hit the net. And it's Gianna Stroh with the hitting air, and it's a 2-1 lead for Pierre.
Yeah, you got to like as well that, even when it hit off the roof, anything's still playable, whether it hits the roof or not. And great focus from Pierre on that one, because that could have I mean, easily could have been a point for them, and they could have been celebrating when it came right back.
Yeah, it was looking like it was 90% chance for a Pierre to get a point. Here's a big swing. The dig is had by Marina Bushbaum, and then a second swing on that same side for Gianna Stroh. And it's now 2-2. Bushbaum, who just came into the game, had a dig that goes back across the net, and Stroh had 2 opportunities. And boy, Brandon Valley's got some heavy hitters right now. Van Weston will serve the libero. Schleckway will receive. Waldron here near side. Keys, a big swing. There's a big swing for Allie Keys. And it's a 3-2 lead for the Governors.
You can just see the energy from the Governors right off the bat. I mean, after every point, it's friendly shove, but you like the energy you see right away.
5 points in, and I like what I'm seeing from the Pierre Governors. Sloan Waldron will serve that one long, and it's 3-3, the first service error of the contest for either side. And that will bring up now Raya Sheely that will serve. The lefty for Brandon Valley. Goes across. Keys doesn't handle that cleanly, but it does stay alive. Bushbaum off the free ball after it went off the rafters and came back down. There's a swing again for Stroh. She finds open space, and Gianna Stroh's got 2 kills now for Brandon Valley, who have their first lead, 4-3.
Yeah, kind of picked the right spot in that defensive side for the Governors for Brandon Valley at that point.
Now we've got a check on the rotation, on if they're in the right rotation. Marina Bushbaum, Alyssa Lowe, and Schleckway, along with Waldron, Keys, Hartz. We're just trying to make sure they're all in the right spot. They've got 4 girls back as the serve will come across. Hart to receive that one. Waldron now will set for a low as that one goes across and dug out by Stroh. Like that Stroh now with the swing. That's dug out by Waldron. Much softer of a swing. There's a hard hit from Keys, and that will turn into another kill for Allie Keys to make it 4-4. And Allie Keys has got a lot of juice to start this game. 2 of our hardest swings I've seen this year from Allie Keys.
It's the whole bench, too. I mean, everybody right now. First set is in this one. We're tied at 4 apiece here.
Keys, there's a rotation violation against Brandon Valley. And it's against Logan McGuire, who moved maybe a bit too early. So the Governors will get a point to make it 5-4. Don't see it very often, but refereeing crews have a sharp eye for rotation violations. This will be on the far side for Stroh, off the hands of Bushbaum and Lowe, and it goes for a kill. Gianna Stroh's already got 3 kills in the first 5 points for Brandon Valley. And it's tied 5-5. The American Family Insurance Brittany shuffled by the scoreboard. This will be Stroh that will serve here for Brandon Valley. To the back line, Schleckway. Now Lola Keenels will get it back to Schleckway. That one from behind the service line, the 10-foot line. Here's an opportunity that will find right between Schleckway and Hart. And Jersey Melcher will pick up her second kill, and it's 6-5 in favor of Brandon Valley. 5 kills between Stroh and Melcher for 5 of the 6 points from the Lynx. Waldron now will set. Bushbaum left-handed attack that is blocked, and a point for the Lynx, as that was Melcher, along with also number 3 and Abby Gruber over there. It's 7-5 in favor of Brandon Valley. Biggest lead so far in the first 12 points, a 2-point lead for Brandon Valley. We'll give Melcher the credit on the block shot, and there's a serve into the net from Stroh, and it's now 7-6 in the first service error from Brandon Valley.
Well, when we talked about the race to 15, it's right now going back and forth, and I think if you're Pierre, you're okay going back and forth right now, even though they're down by 1 right now.
Molly Olson will serve, and there'll be a rotation violation against the Governors. So they had the wrong person on the serve. Not necessarily Olson was supposed to be serving, as there'll be a timeout taken by Coach Kerry Wheelhouse, but it was one of the players was not in the right spot on the serve. Not that they were serving with the wrong person. But it's 8-6 in favor of Brandon Valley here in their first timeout. And you just mentioned that's a really good point. When you're 2-8 on the season right now for Pierre, and you're sitting in 19th place, the longer you hang in with the number 2 team in the state, the more the number 2 team in the state is going to be fretting and sweating and playing a little bit more nervous than playing open, where the Governors are going to have a lot more confidence as the game goes on if it continues to stay this close.
Well, that's what you want, I mean, create a little bit of frustration with the number 2 team, but also I mean, putting yourself in the right positions right now, I mean, really the couple of errors that Pierre's made have been rotation errors, but they kind of got flexibility in the first couple of times, but it shows there. But I mean, so far, I mean, you're liking what you see from Pierre, but also Brandon Valley's. I mean, they're showing who they are, and I mean, they're sticking to it. And that was a Pierre timeout, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, Pierre took their first timeouts, but yeah, Brandon Valley is. While the Governors have played well, and you give a lot of credit to what the Governors have been able to do through the first 14 points. Boy, and this has been very odd that we've seen Pierre have been asking for the referee to make sure that they're in the right rotation a lot so far. And they almost didn't get in the line they wanted to, but it turns into a point. It would have been a point for Brandon Valley because they almost were out of rotation, and then it turns into a point for Pierre because the serve went long from Gruber, and that could have been disastrous, but it turns into a point for the Governors. It's now 8-7. They're down by 1 as Hadley Hart will serve. This will be set far side Melcher. That's tipped and played by Schleckway, then blocked at the net by Lowe. Couple of hits that goes over the net by the Governors. Also with that diving attempt. Hart then dives for it after it came back across in a 2-hit attack. Free ball coming for the Governors. This play still alive. That one's punched over the net, and a net violation against the Govs will turn into a point, as it'll be Addison Novotny that gets into the net. It's 9-7 now for Brandon Valley, but really good hustle there by the Governors.
Yeah, it's tough when you're that's the way that the Lynx get the point there. That was a good point right there.
As this will be far side for Schleckway. That is dug out by Van Weston. Then that hit goes into the net. 4-hit violation against Brandon Valley, as Ashley Ertel will get called, or will end up, actually, excuse me, that was Boomsma, the 6-foot junior. She has a hitting error. And it's now 9-8. The Governors are still within 1. Alexis Schleckway in the serve. To the back line it went. Now near side on the set. Melcher's attempt. That was dug out by the Governors. Second hit attack by Waldron. That's dug out by Brandon Valley. Melcher again. And that one was dug out by Schleckway, but it went underneath the net. And Melcher gets the kill. And so far it's been the Jersey Melcher, Gianna Stroh show. They have all six kills, 3 each. And a 10-8 lead for Brandon Valley. Melcher serving. Olsen now will set for Waldron, who will place that one, trying to go down the line, but it was dug out. Now it's Waldron that will set for Keys. Got off the nets and off the block. Far side for Stroh. Tipped and played by Schleckway to the fans and over from Schleckway. Governors more of a free ball across. Stroh, there's Schleckway again with the dig. Second hit attack by Olsen, almost snuck one in. Stroh another swing, dug out again, but a net violation another time against the Governors, and another time that Novotny gets into the net, and it's 11-8 lead for Brandon Valley. And really, again, really good hustle and good play by the Pierre Governors. Ends up being a net violation, but really good play by Pierre. This will be served out to make it 11-9, and the Govs will get the serve back.
Yeah, I mean, even though you're not getting the points, I mean, if you're Coach Wheelhouse, you like to see the hustle right there. I mean, especially when you're running basically side to side and back and forth as they've been so far.
That one will turn into an ace for the Governors. Addison Novotny, after it snuck off the nets and went down for an ace to make it 11-10. First ace from either side. Novotny will pick it up. And it's a 1-point lead now for Brandon Valley. That will be served out, so the point goes right back to Brandon Valley. It's a 2-point lead again. And the third service error let's make that a second service error by the Governors. 5 service errors in total between these two teams, 3 for Brandon Valley and 2 for Pierre. 12-10 is our score. As Van Weston will serve that one short. Now Keys will swing, stayed out of the net, and then the third hit goes back across, and the Governors will have a free ball opportunity. Keys, that will swing. That's tipped and an easy dig. Good play by the wall over there by Brandon Valley. And then a net violation another time against the Governors. This one will be against number 7 and Sloan Waldron to make it 13-10 now in favor of Brandon Valley.
Yeah, Hart looked like she kind of stopped for a second, thinking she committed that violation as well, and even though it kind of ended up in the same way, but
Waldron will set now for Keys. There's another kill for Allie Keys. right in the middle of the floor for her third kill. She's got all 3 so far for the Governors. They've got 11 points, but only 3 kills. A lot of hustle points so far for this Governor team. As Sloan Waldron will serve here for Pierre. That one will go into the net to make it 14-11 in favor of Brandon Valley. Second service error by Waldron now this afternoon. 3-point lead. That's been the largest so far for Brandon Valley. Pierre's been able to kind of hang in with this Lynx team in the first set. Hart now will play it Waldron, got it over. Now it's going to be set and missed on the set. The set was too far away and too high. I believe that was looking to go to Gruber. And so McGuire, who set that one out, turns into the hitting, I guess, really not a hitting error, but an error from McGuire. Now she'll set this one for Stroh, who hung in the air and turns into a kill for Gianna Stroh to make it 15-12. And Wyatt, I don't know about you, but it looked like Stroh was just levitating. That set was coming across. It looked like she was just levitating across, waiting for that ball to come down to her.
Right, yeah. It just kind of, it's a little too much on that set, but either way, right now they're still up by 3. And, I mean, I know that was the 15-point mark. I'll let you finish this one here.
Waldron will set here for Bushbaum. That one will be off the dig, a left-handed hit, and it turns into a point for the Governors, make it 15-13. Bushbaum will get the kill.
And I was continuing what I was saying, John. I mean, first to 15, I mean, Lynx get it, but, I mean, if you're Pierre, you're still hanging in. You still got the energy. I mean, you're still, I mean, pretty good volleyball from them so far.
Olsen on the serve. It'll be set by McGuire right in the middle of the floor, and that'll go down for a kill for Jersey Melcher. She made that for Gruber. Her first kill makes it 16-13. That's the first of the 8 kills to go to someone other than Stroh or Melcher. As Gruber will serve. This will be Olsen now near side. Novotny's opportunity dug out. Middle of the floor, Boomsma, left-handed dig from Waldron, comes back to Keenels, high across, and it hits the rafters. If it had been maybe a little bit higher, it could have gone over the top of the rafters and came down, but instead it hit the rafter and stayed on the Pierce side, which wouldn't have counted anyway, 17-13.
Yeah, Brandon Valley, last couple of points now have attacked that middle portion of the court.
And Novotny will hit that one too far, and it's now 18-13, and now we're seeing the number 2 team in the state try and have their way with the Pierre Governors. They now lead it by 5, their largest lead here in set 1. Gruber on the serve, that'll be in, that'll be an ace, 19-13. And the second timeout will be taken by Coach Gary Wheelhouse. Gruber picks up the ace. Brandon Valley's got their largest lead, 19-13 here in set number 1. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Oh, shut the water off! Shut the water off! Oh, don't give me that look. I know you said to call Allied Plumbing and Heating. I read the instructions and I watched a couple of videos. I thought that I had this. Let me watch a couple more videos and I'll take care of it. Just go to your sister's. I'll have it fixed. Hello, Allied Plumbing and Heating. I need your help.
You can rely on your allies at Allied Plumbing and Heating, 605-494-2001. As we welcome you back, it is 19-13 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. Brandon Valley has opened up their largest lead at 6. Pierre has been hanging within this Brandon Valley team for the most part of this first set. And Wyatt, really good first set for the Pierre Governors. Obviously, you're seeing the number 2 team kind of take over right now, but a lot of positive from the Pierce side, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, first 13 points they've gotten have been pretty good. I thought there was a good timeout by Wheelhouse there. You know, going on a little run is the Lynx right now.
That'll be on the line for Alyssa Lowe to pick up the point out of the timeout. Brandon Valley let it go. Lowe hit the line. She gets her first kill, and it's 19-14. And we'll see if Hadley Hart, the libero, can go on one of those runs that she has, where she just gets ace after ace. This will be misplayed, but still playable for Brandon Valley. That attack will go for a kill for Jersey Melcher. And she was at the 10-foot line whenever she took that swing and had a solid swing across for her 4th kill, and it's 20-14. On the serve from Logan McGuire. That one did go over, but it is out. So it turns into an ace for McGuire to make it 21-14. And that's just the second ace overall here for Brandon Valley. Third ace in total between the two teams in the first set. McGuire will get another ace. Back-to-back aces to make it 22-14.
Yeah, they were pretty far back on that serve, and that was just enough for Brandon Valley to kind of play it short in that go-around from McGuire.
And they really love to serve long. Olsen's second hit attack almost caught Brandon Valley sleeping. And then that's kill for Jersey Melcher will go across. And Brandon Valley again flexing the muscle right now as Melcher gets her 5th kill of the set to make it a now 23-14 lead. And just 2 points away from a first set win. This will be served into that by McGuire to make it 23-15. And this was a 13-11, 15-12 game, 15-13 game for this Governor squad. So they were in it for the most part of this set. This last 10-plus points have kind of gone away from them. This will be Boozma that will go down for a kill. Her first of the afternoon, and it's 24-15 and 9 set points now here for Brandon Valley to work with.
Yeah, it's kind of a little run if you're Pierre. You just kind of want to, I know it's 24-15, but just kind of hang in this little run that Brandon Valley is about to be going on.
Novotny, this will be now McGuire. Here on the near side, that one's tapped over the net. Far side for Waldron, off the wall and dug out by McGuire. Set from Van Westen, and then the dig from Schleckway went off the net. Olsen, standing, gets the kill. She's on the back row, so she can't jump, and just decides I'm not gonna give him a free ball. We're just gonna swing for the back row. Goes for a kill from Holly Olsen to make it 24-16.
Yeah, you're thankful that net was right there as it bounced right back for Pierre, and there's the service there right there for Pierre, which ends set number 1.
25-17, Brandon Valley over Pierre in set 1 as the Govs couldn't quite come away with that first set win and couldn't hang with Brandon Valley Lynx to the end, but it's 1-0 lead here for Brandon Valley. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with set number 2. You're listening to Pierre Governor of Volleyball at KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
As we welcome you back, it is the second set. Pierre Governors dropped the first one 25-16. I had said 25-17. It was 25-16 in the first set for Brandon Valley in the win. John McClure alongside Wyatt Brichka as you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Govs will get the start with the serve in set number 2. And Wyatt, again, we talked about that first set. You know, right towards the end, that's when Brandon Valley started to take over, but Pierre really hung tough in that first set against one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, I think you got to take the positives. I mean, you hung in there. I thought the start was exactly what they needed, especially after a 2-week break. Now they just got to, get kind of past that hump where those runs are going to happen if Brandon Valley goes on one of those 6, 7, 8 point runs. They just got to hang in there and just keep staying with it.
Jersey Melcher will start the second set off with her 6th kill of the afternoon. She had 5 in set 1, already 6, which is matching the total for the Pierre Governors in the first set with their amount of kills. They had 6 in that first set for Pierre, now 6 for Jersey Melcher. This will be Keys on a free ball across. Far as to make that near side. That attempt was dug out by the Governors. Now Novotny will tip it over. Right-handed hits, one-handed hits from Brandon Valley. Got the ball over on a free ball. Now Keys will swing. Left-handed dig there by Melcher. Far side, that one will go into the nets by Gianna Stroh. Her second hitting here. The Governors have made it 1-1.
You know, you want to make sure you're covering all portions of the net there for Pierre, but it looks like Brandon Valley, they're liking to attack that outside. They've really not gone to the middle much in this contest so far.
Gianna Stroh hits that one just a bit too far down the line and out, and Pierre's got a 2-1 lead. So a second straight hitting error from Stroh. As it will be Novotny that will serve here for the Governors, up by 1. Melcher will play it now near side. Moves but got it over. Now Waldron, second hit attack. That is dug out by Brandon Valley. Stroh, a 3rd straight hit attempt, and that time it's true for Stroh, and it's now 2-2, her 5th kill of the afternoon. Then it will be the libero and Maya Van Westen serving here with a 2-2 tie. As Hadley Hart will receive. Lissa low with the swing. That is dug out by Melcher. Middle of the floor, there's their middle attack, dug out by Hart, and it went back across the net. So now they'll try it again here on the near side. Sheely opportunity dug out by Olsen. Second hit attack again by Waldron, dug out. Stroh another opportunity, dug out by Hart, and then Olsen tried to play it back, but it bounced off the net, and it turns into a point for Brandon Valley to make it 3-2.
Yeah, it's hard when the ball kind of rolls on the net a little bit. Doesn't give you kind of the bounce you hope for. Point there for the Lynx.
3-2 lead of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. That will go just too far from Allie Keys, trying to go to that corner and hit it out on the sideline. And it's now a 4-2 lead for Brandon Valley. That's the first hitting error from Allie Keys.
It was the right idea, just kind of a little too much power on that hit there.
Schleckway, second hit attack by Olsen, but that will go out as that was more of a directional hit from Olsen, and it's now 5-2. And the Governors were so good in that first set and hanging with Brandon Valley. It's still early on, it's only a 5-2 score, but you see Brandon Valley maybe wearing them down a little bit right now. Waldron, that'll be a kill for Sloan Waldron, her first one of the afternoon, as that one went off the wall and down for a point for the Govs. Waldron will go back to serve here for Pierre. 5-3 score here in set 2. Governors dropped the first set, 25-16. As we play here in our second set. Waldron on the serve. Melcher will receive, set by McGuire, and then Stroh's opportunity was blocked by Bushbaum and Lowe, but it blocked out of play, so a kill for Gianna Stroh to make it a 6-3 lead.
This is that kind of run we were talking about, just for the Governors, just kind of hang in there just a little bit while they go on this run.
This will be Schleckway that will receive. Lowe, that one will go into the net to make it now a 7-3 lead for Brandon Valley. The hitting error for Alyssa Lowe, her first one of the afternoon. 7-3 advantage for Brandon Valley. Sheely again will serve. Bushbaum will pass it closer to the net. Keys just got it over. 2 jumps to block it and went back across the net. Now Keys will get the swing and was not touched by Brandon Valley, so it goes as a 4-hit error, and it's now 8-3. As Keys will have another hitting error, her second one of the set. A 5-point lead for Brandon Valley. Shoot tie from Alyssa Lowe. But Sheely's serving another time, and that will go into the net, and the Governors will break the streak right now. 8-4 is their score. That is the 5th service error of the afternoon for Brandon Valley. Keys on the serve here for Pierre. Near side, that is going to try to be dug out. Bouncing, rattling around, still alive for the Governors, and Bushbaum will get it across. Stays on your side, you can use those rafters to your advantage. This will be tipped and down for a kill for Gianna Stroh. First time we've she's had the opportunity to swing. She didn't really swing that time, and had the opportunity to try and get from the middle, and ends up getting the point. 9-4 lead now for Brandon Valley as Stroh will serve. Hartz to receive, near side for Schleckaway. That is going to be dug out by Brandon Valley, and a second hit attack for McGuire. Caught the Governor sleeping, and it's a kill for the setter, Logan McGuire, and it's now 10-4 in favor of Brandon Valley.
Yeah, kind of got that little campfire going there for Pierre. I've been waiting to use that campfire reference all day long.
This will be a serve that will be right on the line, and an ace for Gianna Stroh to make it 11-4. A 7-point lead.
Yeah, that's a tough one to decide if you want to let that one go or play that one. I mean, based on the reaction, they thought it was going to be a little bit further, but
Stroh will serve. Keenholz to receive, near side, as that one will be tipped out by Schleckaway. It's now a 12-4 lead, and a timeout will be coming here from Coach Kerry Wheelhouse. So the Pierre Governors find themselves down by 8 in set number 2. 12-4 is their score. Back in 30 seconds here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. River Bottom Sanitation, your locally owned waste management company serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre communities. Contact River Bottom Sanitation for your residential and commercial pickups. Now River Bottom Sanitation is your source for all your roll-off needs. River Bottom Sanitation in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Give them a call for pricing at 605-222-1120. River Bottom Sanitation. That's 605-222-1120. As we welcome you back, it is a 12-4 lead on American Family Insurance Brady Shufflebine scoreboard for the Brandon Valley Lynx over the Pierre Governors. John Winkler alongside White Barichka here this afternoon. Coming up Tuesday, we're still waiting on the bracket to be official, but we will have some Pierre Governor soccer for you. We can't tell you what time we're going to have Pierre Governor soccer for you, but we will. And then depending on the time, we also might have Pierre Governor volleyball for you as well. But it all depends on how things look. As coming out of the timeout, Bushbaum, the left-handed attack, as Waldron was able to keep it on that side. And then the attack will go down for a kill for Abby Gruber to make it now 13-4. Her second kill of the afternoon. And Brandon Valley has opened things up to a 9-point lead here in set number 2. It'll be Stroh, the serve continuing here. That will be in. The Governors were saying out the whole time, but it lands in, and Stroh's got another ace, her second of this streak right now, and 2 overall this afternoon.
It's the same way that she did it the first time as well.
As Hart will receive, Bushbaum tapped it over. It gets to the net. McGuire will pass it across, and that will be a kill for Jersey Melcher, who now has 7, and is 15-4. And again, Brandon Valley has just taken over this second set. As Stroh again will serve here for Brandon Valley. Hartz, as high up in the air, went off the rafters. Diving for it was Waldron. Great play there by Waldron, but turned into a free ball here for Brandon Valley. That one's tipped over. Another diving play by Waldron. Schleckaway will go down the line. That's dug out by Melcher, and then tapped over. Another play from Waldron. That one was partially fanned on by Bushbaum, and then it turns into Melcher's opportunity to swing, and she'll hit it out. And the Governors will finally get a point to break the streak. It is 15-5.
Yeah, that one almost got away there from Bushbaum for the Governors right there. Somehow was able to get it over, and enough for them to get a point after this kill attempt there.
As Hadley Hart will serve. They'll be far side. That one's down the line, and a kill for Jersey Melcher. Back to that last play. It's like a hockey when you partially fan on a shot, but it just goes to the right spot. Maybe it ends up being like a good pass or something. Like, that's basically what it was. It was, she would love to have that hit over again, but it worked out in favor of the Pierre Governors on that second to last point.
It's those happy accidents.
Happy accidents. That's exactly right. Schleckaway, Waldron now for Bushbaum. Down the line, that's going to be dug out. They've got Lexus Vanderham in for Brandon Valley. Now it's Bushbaum. Again, didn't get all of it, but more than the last time she swung. That one will be tipped at the net, and it'll be Boomsma to get the kill to make it 17-5. Boomsma's second kill overall.
Yeah, the Governor's just having a hard time to, get this run kind of at a halt, so they can at least maybe try to get something going. They haven't been able to serve for quite some time now.
Schleckway down the line after it was tipped, and a good job of repositioning for Sheely to get a piece of it to dig it out. Schleckway again, that was blocked. Back high up in the air, Waldron now will set it over the net and sets it for Jersey Melcher to set it down for a kill to make it now make that 18-5 in favor of Brandon Valley.
Wasn't sure if that was, didn't look intentional to get over the net.
No.
It just kind of went the wrong direction.
Yeah, and she was trying to get it to the net for Bushbaum, but ended up setting it just a bit too far. Waldron now for Schleckway. There'll be a kill for Alexis Schleckway to make it 18-6. Alexis Schleckway's got her first kill of the afternoon, and the Govs are down by 12 here in set 2.
Good chance for them to kind of try to get one of their own runs going. They haven't really been able to go on one so far in the first 2 sets.
Let's see if they can get a couple of points here. 18-6 is their score. Olsen served, that was tipped, so that'll be a point for Kennedy Boomsba. And it's now a 19-6 lead here for Brandon Valley. 13-point advantage on American Family Insurance. Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. As on the serve, hard serve across. Here's a near side attack from Waldron. It's tipped and it's played off. It's rolled off the net. And now Sheely's opportunity, dug out by Waldron. Schleckway. That nearly turned into a kill, but a nice play to dig it out from Van Weston. Governors will get a dig from Schleckway, and then it'll be Waldron that will pick up her second kill of the set. We'll make it 19-7. A good play there from Waldron. She's been, well, she hasn't filled up the stats quite yet. She's been all over the place in this second set for the Governors. 12-point lead as Schleckway will serve for an ace. Alexis Schleckway makes it now 19-8. Second ace of the day for the Governors. First of the set. 11-point lead for Brandon Valley here in set number 2. Schleckway again will serve. Here they had back-to-back aces. Left-handed attack from Melcher, easily played from Olsen. Now Novotny will hit that one out. They're looking for a tip. Are not going to get one for the Governors, so it's a point for Brandon Valley. And it's 20-8.
That's a tough one. It sounded like there was a tip from up here, but didn't get it. But I was going to mention that Brandon Valley was kind of playing middle part of their side, and it's going to be another ace. Wow.
Jersey Melcher right down the line was able to pick it up for her first ace of the afternoon, and it's 21-8. Brandon Valley 4 points away from going up 2-0. Hartz, Olsen now for Novotny. That's blocked. Olsen will play it back. Tapped over by Keys. McGuire far side. That is going to be down for a kill for Amelia Miller. And Amelia Miller will get her first kill of the afternoon. The 5'10 freshman, the only freshman on the roster for Brandon Valley's varsity team. The timeout will be taken by Coach Kerry Wheelhouse. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR. Watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Sanford Health Pierre Clinic provides comprehensive and convenient care to Pierre, South Dakota and its surrounding communities. We care for all your health needs, including preventive care, pediatric health, annual checkups, chronic disease care, and more. Schedule an appointment today at 605-945-5560. Ask about our heart and health specialist. Visit this clinic on the second Tuesday of every month. Sanford Health Clinic Pierre, 605-945-5560. As we welcome you back, it is 22-8 on the American Family Insurance. Brittany Shuffleby and scoreboard. Brandon Valley leading the Pierre Governors in the second set after Brandon Valley won 25-16 in set 1. Don't forget, we got 3 baseball games on the way. The Yankees and Blue Jays are underway. And then we'll have the Dodgers, Phillies following that, and the Tigers and Mariners, as that will be served out of the timeout by Sheely. And it's now 22-9.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Melcher, excuse me.
Say a lot of those have been in so far, just on the line. They've been hanging out there, but first one that was pretty decisive that the Governors let that one go.
That is, yeah, 3-point, or make that a 13-point lead for Brandon Valley. McGuire, that is going to be tipped, and either way it was in from Kennedy Boomsba. Her third kill of this set, 4th overall, 23-9, and Brandon Valley 2 points away from picking up a second set win. And they then would go for the sweep in set number 3. Olsen will set for Keys. That is going to be dug out. Far side across. It is now Hart. Second hit attack by Olsen. Turns into a kill for Molly Olsen, her second of the afternoon. And Pierre is now back within 13. Should be 23-10. It shows 23-9 either way. The Governors are going to be down the final 2 points here for make that the final point, as it's a Sloan Waldron hitting error. And it's 24. Again, they have 24-9, but I think it's 24-10. Waldron's third service error. As that will be on the left hand from Keys just to keep it alive instead of being an ace. And then Bushbaum will hit it out. And that will take us to the end of the second set. So it ends up being 25-9, 25-10 in set number 2. And that will be a 2-0 lead for Brandon Valley. When we come back, we'll have set number 3 back in 3 minutes on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years.
As the days get shorter and the air turns crisp, it's time to make your home the cozy retreat you deserve. Summerland's fall home sale is here. Find the perfect sectional for movie nights, a plush new mattress for a deeper sleep, and beautiful dining sets for family gatherings. 50% off list price is our lowest prices of the season, and they're happening now. Don't wait. Fall into savings at Slumberland. Visit Slumberland, 920 North Garfield Avenue today.
Today's game is made possible by our great local sponsors like Kathy Sunshine Properties. Whether you're buying, selling, or looking for a forever home, Kathy and her crew are here to help make your move simple and stress-free. With local expertise and commitment to their clients, they are ready to go to work for you. Call 605-224-5588 today or visit contactkathy.com. Kathy Sunshine Properties, turning your dreams into an address.
This fall, Beck Motor Company, your Heartland Chevy dealer, is proud to support our local athletes and all the fall sports that bring our community together. At BMC, we're here to take the stress out of car buying and maintenance. Whether you're in for routine service or looking to drive home in a brand new Chevy, you'll find a team that's honest, helpful, and ready to go the extra mile. Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
As we welcome you back, we are getting set and ready to go for our third set, as it is a 2-0 lead for Brandon Valley on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard, as they won set 1 25-16 and then 25-10 in set number 2. John with alongside Wyatt Barichka, and Wyatt, it's now down to where the Governors have to win sets 3, 4, and 5 here, but want to at least, if anything, want to play well in this third set to kind of set them up for Tuesday whenever they host the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, this is, the set, you want to see a lot of positive things. Also, you want to get this game to 5 sets now. You want to pull off a pretty good comeback against probably a pretty good volleyball team in Brandon Valley. And, if they want to get to that point, they need to focus on this set first.
So here is the start of set number 3. Keys back row attack. That'll be a opportunity, but a huge dig there from Van Western after it was dug out by Stroh. And it's Schleck away. That block goes out, and it will be a point for the Governors. Alexis Schleckway will get the Govs on the board first here in set number 3.
Yep, that's the way you would want to start that off now. I mean, we kept talking about the race to 15. This is probably one you want to maybe win to get to 15 first.
This will be a nice one-handed dig there by Schleckway as she was diving. Then the standing back row attack as she did a barrel roll, and then that hit will go out from Sheely. And it's now a 2-0 lead here for the Governors.
Yeah, they kind of had that unfortunate luck that everything was in. If there was kind of 50-50 calls, that one of the closer ones so far, but does pay off for Pierre.
This will be another kill for Jersey Melcher as she'll get her 10th kill of the afternoon as she has her first one of the third set. First point for Brandon Valley. 5 in set 1, 4 in set 2. And now here her first one in set 3 as she'll go to serve with Brandon Valley down by 1. Sloan Waldron over, that one in the campfire, and a 3-1 lead for the Pierre Governors. Waldron will pick up her third kill of the afternoon. So now it's Keys and Waldron each with 3. Govs are still looking for the first double-digit hitter of the season. They've not had anybody have at least 10 kills at any point so far in the regular season. It's going to take a lot to get to that point right now for Pierre with only the team leader in 3, as Stroh will pick up a kill. The Govs are unable to dig that out cleanly, and it's 3-2. Gianna Stroh now with 8 kills. And most likely be Melcher and Stroh with double-digit kills by the end of this contest. Melcher already there. Van Weston will serve. This will be near side for Lowe. That will go down for a kill for Alyssa Lowe. And it's now 8-4 to make that 4-2. Alyssa Lowe, Govs had just 4 kills in set 2. They already have 3 kills here in set number 3. So really good start for Pierre hitting-wise in this third set. Waldron on the serve, near side. Sheely down the line. Hart digs it out. It bounces off the rafters. The Governors are fighting to try and get into the right spot after it bounced around in there. And it turns into a point for Brandon Valley.
I don't think I've ever seen a match where there's been so many hits in the rafters either. That's
I was going to say, it's
quite unusual.
It's common that it happens here, but it feels like it's been a lot more than usual here for Rakes High School. Keys on the attempt. Now it's another opportunity for middle of the floor for Brandon Valley. They haven't gone middle very much, but Abby Gruber gets the kill to make it 4-4. And you pointed that out earlier. It's always been towards the pins that they're attacking as Brandon Valley, not so much in the middle, but they get a kill there in the middle.
Well, it helps too when you have 2 athletes who can swing the arm pretty hard on either side of the court. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to defend, but when they go in the middle, it's kind of been not when you expect it for at least Pierre.
Sheely did have that ace on that last serve. Governors will not be able to get it across. Alyssa Lowe was moving to the net. The ball was going back behind her at the time that it was coming her way, so she couldn't hit it over. And it turns into a hitting error, the first one of the set for the Governors, and the 10th of the afternoon now for Pierre. This will be right down the line, another ace for Sheely. It's now her second of this streak, second overall, and a 7-4 lead for Brandon Valley. And this is what good teams are able to do, is they pick their spot and then they just keep going right after that spot, but they don't let off the gas. And that'll be a kill for Logan McGuire, who took the swing. Her second kill, and it's now 8-4. Brandon Valley is now leading in this third set and forcing the Governors to come from behind to try and... Boy, that one was out. That one was very, very close. I think the Governors will take that gift, as that one is long. We'll have a sub coming in as Riley Labor will check in, the 5'5 sophomore.
Yeah, that was pretty generous to call that one out. I was in front of it, but that's why we're up here with the headsets on talking, and that's why there's officials down there officiating.
That's right, because up here it could look a lot. It did look a lot different. There's Alyssa Lowe with the kill. 3 different Brandon Valley Lynx with diving, but it landed in the campfire for a kill for Lowe to make it 8-6. And when it helps Pierre out, we might mention it, but we're not going to second guess. We're okay with that. Allie Keys on the serve. Here on the near side, that one's tipped over the net. Schleckaway was able to hang with it. Lowe put it back across, and then with the left hand, just got over from Stroh. Second hit attack from Bushbaum's dugout. Now middle of the floor, and that's a big swing from Gruber. Abby Gruber, that's her hardest swing of the afternoon. It's now 9-6. But what does help for Brandon Valley is that you have Gruber, who is, I think, generously, well, not even generously, it's ungenerously 5'11". And then you also have a couple of 6-footers in Kenny Boomsma and Ashley Ertelt that I would also have to guess that they're probably they seem to be undersized. This will go off the rafters, and it'll be over from Waldron on a free ball. This will be set, knocked over, and that'll be a net violation against Gruber. And it's now a 9-7 lead for the Brandon Valley Lynx. But just a lot of size for Brandon Valley, and they know exactly what they want to do with the size.
Yeah, that one for Brandon Valley, just a quick bench. It kind of looked like was intended for the other Lady Lynx there, but it was a point for Pierre. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they got those kind of arms and that kind of size there for the front is pretty impressive for Brandon Valley.
You know, Novotny is not listed on her height. You have Alyssa Lowe, who stands at 6 feet, and Novotny is pretty close to that spot. They don't have the size. Obviously, you know, Novotny will come in here. Lowe is actually going to go back to serve. But the Govs don't have that height, but then also on the other, the side for Brandon Valley, it's just because you have height doesn't mean you have the talent with it. You got to have the talent with the height, and Brandon Valley's got it all. They have everything that you want in a volleyball team, is some tall girls with some long arms, and then the talent on top of it. That bodes well for a lot of wins for a volleyball team.
Yeah, give credit to Pierre. I mean, they're playing competitively with them and doing their best to defend, and there's a point there for Brandon Valley, but give credit where credit's due for Pierre defensively in this one so far.
10-7 is the score. Gruber was the one that got the kill, as she will go back to serve. A 3-point lead here for Brandon Valley. This will be over Schleckaway. Waldron now for Novotny. There's a kill for Addison Novotny to make it now 10-8. First one of the day for Novotny, and it's a 10-8 score. The sophomore for the Governors, middle hitter, as Molly Olson will go back to serve.
Playing like they did in the first set and sticking with it so far, and you gotta appreciate that from Pierre.
Logan McGuire will end up with the points. Won the net battle to make it 11-8 now in favor of Brandon Valley. And we'll have another sub. Sheely will come in for labor. So you have 2 sophomores, 1 freshman, and the rest juniors and seniors. Also does help with a lot of experience on this team. This will be tipped at the net. Now it's Olsen that will play it back over to Schleckaway that will give a free ball to Brandon Valley. Hit from Sheely on the left hand. Now back for Waldron. Left-handed dig, diving dig, and then we'll get called for a lift on number 10, Ashley Ertelt, and it's 11-9. But as Wyatt has said, this Pierre Governor team is hanging around like they did in the first set. They're forcing Brandon Valley to earn this third set, as there's a rotation violation against Brandon Valley. So we'll now be an 11-10 score, and Pierce down by 1.
I was gonna say, just like that, you're down by 1. So you like to get this tied. I mean, obviously you want to take the lead, but if you can get this tied, you give yourselves a pretty good chance.
This will be Schleckaway on the serve, near side. That is Melcher, dug out by the Governors. Near side for Keys, off the hands. We have a tie score in set 3. Allie Keys will pick up her 4th kill, first one since set 1. Let's see if the Govs can now take the lead against Brandon Valley. Coach Grange has not used a timeout yet today. Might maybe see one if Pierre does take the lead. Middle of the floor, that one's off the net. Olsen with a right-handed dig. It'll come over for Novotny, who will free ball it across. It'll be McGuire that will set, middle of the floor. Melcher, that's dug out by Hart. Another free ball by the Governors. They'll reset. It'll be McGuire that will go far side for Melcher again. And Jersey Melcher, you give her a couple chances in a row. She's going to make sure she cashes in. And it's 12-11 in favor of the Lynx.
A tough way to end that run, but I mean, if you're Pierre, you're still kind of in that run. I mean, not as far as consecutive points, but taking advantage of the momentum that you got right now.
Olsen just got it across in a second hit attack. This will be Schleckaway. Hart was trying to find where it was at. Olsen will stand and hit one across the back row. Now is Stroh, who will put it down for her second kill of the set. And that will be number 9 on the day for Gianna Stroh. And it's 13-11 in favor of Brandon Valley. They now lead it by 2. The Governors were able to tie it up at 11-11. And this will be Keys. Now Olsen, far side, Novotny dug out. Far side attempt for Stroh. That one skips off the net and lands in play for Stroh to get another kill. Sometimes better be lucky than good. And that one could have easily bounced its way out off the net. Could have stayed on the Brandon Valley side, but it spun its way down on the Pierre Governor side of things. This will be McGuire that will set. Middle of the floor, and it's a big dig there from Schleckaway, and then put into the nets by Novotny, and they called a lift anyway. So it's now 15-11, and a 4-point lead for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, they went to that middle again. Again, they rarely have gone towards the middle as Brandon Valley. And
Waldron near side for Keys. It'll be McGuire that digs it. Set from Van Westen, and then the kill from Raya Sheely, her first one of the afternoon, to make it now 16-11. And a 5-point lead now for Brandon Valley as they start to try and create the separation in this third set. Melcher on the serve. Keys make that Schleckway can't handle it, and it's now 17-11 on the ace from Melcher, her second of the afternoon, and a timeout taken by Coach Gary Wilhouse. It is 17-11 in set 3. We'll come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. You know that feeling when you're exactly where you're meant to be? That's what it feels like to bank at First National Bank Pierre. We're not some big faceless corporation. We're your neighbors. We're the people you see at the grocery store, at the local ball game. We're committed to helping this community grow one person at a time. Need a loan for your new home? Or maybe you're starting that business you've always dreamed of. Our team is here ready to listen and help you find the right financial solution. Because at First National Bank in Pierre, we believe in hometown banking. Visit us at one of our 2 locations in Pierre or our Fort Pierre location. First National Bank, your hometown bank. As we welcome you back, it is a 17-11 score. The American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Brandon Valley leads over Pierre in this third set, 25-16, 25-10 in the first 2 sets. John Wickler alongside Wyatt Barichka. As, again, after we get done here, we'll have a quick post-game show and get you out to Toronto for the Blue Jays and the Yankees in Game 1 of the ALDS, as they are 1-0 in favor of Toronto in the bottom of the second, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had a home run. We'll also tell you somewhat of what's upcoming, because we don't know times quite yet. Allie Keys will go across. This will be a net violation against Sheely to make it 17-12. Pierce Soccer will play Tuesday. The girls will be at home, and the boys will be on the road, but we don't know. We do know that Pierre will face, I believe it was Mitchell that will be their opponent. We don't know the time yet. We would assume they'll be about 4 o'clock, as this will be an attack. Lissel Hope pushed it back over as it stayed on the net. Now it's Sheely down the line, and it's hit out by Sheely. 17-13. Governors will get the point on the hitting error by Brandon Valley.
yeah, pretty good timeout taken there. It's obviously showing right now as they've gotten the last 2 points. And, you know, third set, fearing of being swept, it's a good time for the Govs to go on a run.
This will be Gianna Stroh that will get another kill, as Lissel could not get the block along with Waldron over there. And Stroh will now have her 11th kill of the afternoon, as both her and Melcher double-digit kills this afternoon for Brandon Valley as they lead it by 5 in the third set. Waldron goes over, sliding in to make the play was Vanderham, and then it will be a points for Abby Gruber as she gets her 4th kill of the set. They've really gone to her a lot more, White, and again, she's in the middle of the floor, and where they went, from pin to pin. Gruber's had a few more swings in this third set. She's got 4 kills in the set and 6 overall. There's a swing in the middle for the Pierre Governors, and a kill for Allie Keys, make it 19-14.
Yeah, you'll take that point any day, but yeah, Brandon Valley kind of attacking more in the middle. I think the Governors are kind of seeing that pattern quite a bit more, but still got to kind of defend all sides of all sideline to sideline.
This will be tipped over by the Brandon Valley Lynx. There's Marina Bushbaum with that attempt that went off the wall and down for a kill. Bushbaum's second kill makes it 19-15. And as Wyatt had said, a good timeout used by the Governors. Coming out of that timeout, they've scored 4 of the last 5 points as they're trying to climb their way back into this third set, down by 4. Logan McGuire A little bit of a hesitation, still turned into a kill for Brandon Valley. That was Gruber on the far side. And it's now 20-15. She hesitated, a little bit of a double pump, a pump fake from Gruber, and then ends up going to get the kill. It is Waldron. Middle of the floor, low. That one's tipped. That'll go down for Alyssa Lowe. She's now got her 4th kill, 3rd of the set, which is one behind the team lead in Keys, who has 5 right now for Pierre.
Pierre's not having the hardest hits, but it's enough to have the ball go in favor of them or kind of deflect it in awkward ways for Brandon Valley.
Near side, that will be hit out by Gruber. A rare mistake from Abby Gruber, because that's her first error of the afternoon for Abby Gruber. 20-17, Governors are down by 3. This will be across McGuire. It'll be Stroh that will go over. Now it's Waldron, middle of the floor for Lowe. That will be unable to be dug out, but they are going to get over on the 3rd hits. This will be near side Schleckaway. That's going to be a net violation against Brandon Valley, as Gruber was the one that got into the net to make it 20-18. And the Governors are down by just 2 here in this 3rd set. Can they force a 4th set?
We'll find out, but yeah, a little bit of confusion it looked like before that lane violation right there.
This will be dumped into the net by McGuire to make it 20-19. That's her 2nd hitting error. And Coach Grange will use one of her timeouts. First one that she has used so far today, and Brandon Valley is clinging to a 1-point lead in this 3rd set. We will step aside and come back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zanders has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zanders, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Welcome you back here to Rex High School, as it is a 20-19 lead for Brandon Valley in the 3rd set. And again, after we are done here, we'll have a quick post-game show. Pierre Governors will take on Mitchell on Tuesday for girls soccer. The boys, they're still waiting on that final result, but should be playing Sioux Falls Christian on the road on Tuesday in their 1st-round playoff matchup. We'll talk about that in the post-game. This will be Gianna Stroh that will get it across. Governors here for Allie Keys. That hit attempt is dug out, and then trying to go across their body was Gruber. We got dug out by Pierre, then Schleckaway put it down the line with another dig for Brandon Valley. Keys with a sliding dig. Now it's Schleckaway with the attack. Played by Brandon Valley another time. Far side for Stroh, right between Hartz and Keys to get another kill. It is 21-19. Brandon Valley 4 points away from a sweep.
Oh, that was a good point there for Brandon Valley. Pierre did everything that they were supposed to, just kind of was in the wrong spot on that kill.
As we have Logan Torgrud that will check in, the 5'7" junior. Another Brandon Valley Lynx check in as well. Torgrud will serve. It'll be Waldron, Bushbaum. There's a kill for Marina Bushbaum to make it 21-20. Bushbaum will pick up her 3rd kill.
That was a good back set there from Waldron as well. Kind of didn't really see that one coming.
Alyssa Lowe will serve. Down the line, it was received by Torgrud. Now the attack over from Melcher. Nice play from Schleckaway. Kept the point alive. Novotny there. Almost was a lift that could have been called against Brandon Valley. As Waldron will slide in, avoided Keatles, and then there's a kill for Schleckaway. And we're tied at 21.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster there. Almost a collision of 2 players for Pierre, but John, we got a tie a 3rd set here, 21 apiece.
This is becoming very interesting here in the 3rd set. A low serve will go out, and it gives Brandon Valley the lead 22-21. On the service error from Alyssa Lowe, her 1st service error, and the 1st one of the set for the Governors, but it comes at a crucial time as they're down by 3, 22-21. That serve, that'll be 3 hits, and that should be a 4-hit violation. It will, because it hit Hart then bounced off of Keenels, then played by Schleckaway. Even though Keenels did not try to play it, it hit her, so it counts as a hit, and it's 23-21. Brandon Valley is down, up by 2, and 2 points away. This will go off the net. There's going to be an ace to make it 24-21. 3 straight points for Brandon Valley. Now they've got 3 points to work with for Gruber as they try and win this in 3. Tied it at 21, but it will be back-to-back aces, 3 straight where it didn't go back across the net, and that will be a 25-21 win for Brandon Valley in set 3, and the Lynx will sweep the Pierre Governors here this afternoon. We'll come back and wrap this up in 2 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers 30-plus years of in-home support services to our local communities. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Hi, I'm South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley. If you are a crime victim, there is a way you can stay updated on your case. Crime victims can access the statewide Automated Victim Information and Notification System, or SAVIN. This free service provides victims with important criminal information and notifications. For more information, call 1-844-299-4608 or go to savin.sd.gov.
Looking for a pharmacy that truly cares? At Vilas Pharmacy, we're committed to providing the best for your healthcare needs. We offer competitive pricing on all your prescriptions, ensuring you get great value without compromising on quality. Conveniently located right here in Pierre, getting your medications is always easy. Plus, you'll experience truly personalized service from our friendly and knowledgeable team. We're here to help you every step of the way. Make the switch to a pharmacy that puts you first. Visit us online at vilaspharmacy.com or call us today at 605-224-0907. James Valley Landscape and Solutions, creating breathtaking spaces. All because of them, with 40 years of experience and the best landscaping team in the business, hired them to create spaces unimaginable. For a career with great benefits and a rewarding salary, let them hire you. James Valley Landscape and Solutions. Radon. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but this radioactive gas can pose a serious health risk. Don't take chances with your family's health. When you get a home inspection from Thorpe, you have the option to add professional radon testing. This isn't a home box test. This is testing thoroughly and accurately, giving you a clear picture of your home safety. You get your results immediately. No hassle, no waits. Don't settle for less. Ask for professional radon testing as an add-on or just call for the radon test. Thorpe Home Inspection. Your safety, our priority. Call today for your home's radon test. 605-301-9211. As we welcome you back, the Pierre Governors, they will fall in 3 sets as it was a 25-16, 25-10, and 25-21 final as the Govs will fall to 2-9. Brandon Valley moves to 13-2 and have won 11 straight. As we look at some of the totals, John Mickler alongside Wyatt Barichka here as we will wrap things up quickly. Pierre Governors were led by Allie Keys, who had 5 kills with 21 in total for the Governors. 5 kills for Keys, 4 for Alyssa Lowe, then 3 for Sloan Waldron, Alexis Schleckway, and Marina Bushbaum, 2 for Molly Olson, and 1 for Asin Novotny. Governors had 11 hitting errors. They had 2 aces from Novotny and Schleckway. Novotny and Schleckway, and then a total of 6 errors and 1 block shot point, which that came from Asin Novotny. As Brandon Valley, they were led by Gianna Stroh, who had 12 kills, 5 in that third set. Jersey Melcher had 11 with 5 in the first set. 7 kills for Abby Gruber, who had 5 in the third set as well. 4 kills for Kenny Boomsma, 3 for Logan McGuire, and 1 each for Raya Shelley and Amelia Miller, as they had 39 kills in total. They had 10 hitting errors, 10 aces, including 5 in the third set and 2 to finish out the the ball game, and then had 7 service errors and 1 block shot point. So White, really, when you scores, obviously sometimes they tell you that it was a close game. Sometimes they don't tell you that it was a close game. But watching this contest, there's a lot of good that Pierre can take from this matchup against the number 2 team in the state and get ready for facing Huron on Tuesday, who is sitting at number 14 in the standings right now. A lot of good to take away from it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way to take it. I mean, yes, it's a 3-set sweep, but I thought the first and third set were definitely Pierre's best sets of the day. I mean, especially the third set where they went on that kind of run where they feel like they couldn't get something going the first two. But I think there's a lot to take away in the third set, especially, composure, kind of keeping things on the wraps from Brandon Valley. But the fact that they were able to compete, I think that's a big thing, especially coming from 2 weeks off.
Yeah, exactly. They hung in that first set after the 2-week break, and they were hanging in that third set and had it tied 21-21 before Brandon Valley scored the final 4 points to win that third set and win the match, 3-0. Real quick, again, as we're going to get you out to coverage of the baseball game between the Yankees and the Blue Jays, and then we'll have the Phillies, Dodgers, and also the Tigers and Mariners after that. Pierre Governor's soccer, the girls are going to be the 3 seed. They will take on the 14 seed Mitchell. Those brackets will be set later on here this evening with the final game being done. The boys, while they're still waiting on a report of the final score of the one state game between O'Gorman and Roosevelt, regardless of what happens, no team is going to move up or down that would change the Governor's opponent. It looks like they're going to be taking on Sioux Falls Christian in the 6-11 matchup. So we'll see what time that we'll have Sioux Falls Christian, they're out at the Sanford Sports Complex. Not even sure where the power would be. So to try and do a broadcast out there, might have a generator, might have depending on the time, I don't know when they're going to play at all, but we're going to have most likely the girls broadcast, the girls game on Tuesday at home and for the playoffs, and we'll continue with playoff coverage until the state championship or until both teams are eliminated. But we will see how things go and if we end up having a volleyball broadcast on top of it or where things will look at. Because the 6:30 scheduled first serve here in Pierre for Huron, but again, we'll wait to see exactly. I'm assuming that it will be either a 4 or 4:30 start time for the girls team because, one, you have to make sure you play before it gets dark because there are no lights in the Pilk Field. So we'll see where everything's at. Keep it tuned here on KCCR. We'll tell you when everything is available, the broadcast that we will have, and start to get you ready for. We will for sure have Pierre Governor Soccer on the air Tuesday. Everything else, the timing of it all, and if Pierre Volleyball and everything else will all dependent on how the schedule is set and when we know when those times are. But we will have Pierre Governor Soccer on Tuesday in the playoffs as the Govs soccer teams will be starting their first round matchups on Tuesday. White, your final thoughts here for volleyball this afternoon?
No, I think we were talking about kind of a lot of the positive things, of the Brandon Valley game. And so I think, if you're Coach Wheelhouse, you got to take what you saw and just kind of carry it going into the second half of the season. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for some good, hopefully, postseason success.
Again, we've got playoff baseball coming up here next. Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead over the New York Yankees as they are midway through the third inning, and we'll join that in progress, and then we'll pick up the Dodgers and Phillies after that, and the Tigers and Mariners will join all of those in progress as they go along here tonight in this evening. I want to say thanks to Jen Brazilius back at the station. For Wyatt Marichka, John Winkler here signing off. Pierre Governors, they will fall in 3 sets here this afternoon, 25-16, 25-10, and 25-21. As we say so long from Riggs High School, we'll get you out to Toronto and New York. And have a good rest of the night.
At KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by Bank West, Allied Plumbing, Beck Motors, Home Care Services, Venture Communications, Velos Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, State Farm Insurance, CHS River Plains, and Zander Auto Parts. And by Wheelhouse Auto Body, Slumberland, SD Savin, Shane's Pharmacy, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, First Fidelity Bank, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping. And by Wagner Auto, Sanford Clinic, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Envirotech, First National Bank, and Faith Lutheran Church, and by Kruger Climate Systems, River Bottom Sanitation, Rising Hope Counseling, Pizza Ranch, Olson Plumbing, Dakota Storm Roofing, Ferding Electric, James Valley Landscaping, Lamb Motors, May Adam, and First Dakota National Bank, and by Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Karsten Erickson Roofing, Gales Gas, Edward Jones Financial, and First United Methodist Church. Join us all season for more of the Pierre Governors. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting, Central South Dakota's sports.